A body. No name. Cut labels. 2 suitcases. 8 identities. A woman nobody knows. And this is where the mystery begins. In 1970, a burned body was found in a remote valley in Norway. The woman had no identification. Every label on her clothes had been carefully removed. In a train station locker, investigators later found her suitcases filled with wigs, maps, and coded notes. Hotel records showed she had used at least 8 different identities across Europe. More than 50 years later, no one knows who she was. This is the mystery of the Isdal Woman. On November 29, 1970, 2 hikers were walking through a narrow valley outside the Norwegian city of Bergen. The place was called Isdalen, which translates to Ice Valley. The valley had a reputation among locals. Some even called it the Valley of Death. As the hikers moved through the rocky terrain, they noticed a strange smell in the air. It smelled like smoke. Following the scent, they found something lying between the rocks. It was the body of a woman. Her body had been severely burned, and her face was almost impossible to recognize. The ground around her showed clear signs of fire. Police soon arrived, but the scene raised more questions than answers. Near the body, investigators found several objects: an umbrella, empty liquor bottles, fragments of burned clothing. But the most unusual detail quickly became clear. Every label on her clothing had been removed. There were no brand names, no tags, nothing that could reveal where the clothes had come from. It was as if someone had carefully erased her identity. 3 days later, another discovery made the case even stranger. At the Bergen railway station, 2 suitcases were found in a storage locker. They belonged to the same woman. Inside were wigs, sunglasses, cosmetics, maps, clothing, and money from several European countries. But once again, investigators noticed something disturbing. Every clothing label had been cut out. Someone had systematically removed every clue that might identify her. Among the items was a small notebook. Inside were strange entries made of numbers and letters. At first, investigators believed it was a coded message. Later, they realized it was likely a travel log. The woman had been moving between multiple European cities. Hotel records soon revealed that the woman had stayed in several Norwegian cities. But there was a problem. Each time she checked into a hotel, she used a different name. Sometimes she claimed to be Belgian. Other times she said she was French. In some places, she described herself as a tourist. In others, she claimed to be a sales representative. Investigators checked every name she had used. None of them were real. Witnesses also described unusual behavior. She often changed hotel rooms. Sometimes she rearranged the furniture. She appeared cautious and alert, as if she believed someone might be watching her. Several hotel employees also remembered that she spoke multiple languages, including German, French, and English. The more investigators learned about her, the more mysterious she became. Because of these strange details, one theory quickly gained attention. The case took place during the Cold War, a time when intelligence operations were common across Europe. Some of the cities she visited were located near military areas. One fisherman even claimed he saw a woman matching her description speaking with a naval officer near the coast. However, intelligence experts later questioned this theory. Professional spies usually avoid drawing attention to themselves. But the Isdal Woman seemed to attract attention everywhere she went. Other explanations were suggested. Some believed she might have been connected to criminal networks. Others thought she could have been a traveler trying to hide her past. Another possibility was that she suffered from paranoia and believed she was being followed. But none of these theories fully explain the mystery. Decades later, investigators reopened the case. In 2016, Norwegian broadcaster NRK and the BBC began a new investigation using modern forensic technology. Scientists analyzed her teeth and reconstructed her face. The results suggested that she may have spent her childhood somewhere in southern Germany. But even with modern science, investigators could not determine her identity. In 1971, the unidentified woman was buried in Bergen. More than 50 years later, she still has no name. Only a burned body in a remote valley, 2 mysterious suitcases, and a notebook filled with strange travel records. Who was the Isdal Woman? And why did she try so hard to erase herself? What do you think really happened?